What do you picture when you hear the words Latinx theater? Some people's heads might go straight to movies. They could think of survival stories of pre-Hispanic America or dramas about the struggle of immigrants, and they wouldn't be wrong. However, Latinx theater is that and so much more. From tales of honor in ancient Guatemalan tribes to stories like that of grief explored through the lens of a child using virtual reality, it is clear that it has no limits. That being said, the Latino community has struggled for decades to form part of a story, let alone write their own. Actors and writers alike have been rejected and put on the sidelines, as more often than not, American producers seek stories with, let's say, more American faces. There is also the fact that this is an industry mostly run by men, so it is even harder for a woman to get their stories out there. Combine both gender and racial hurdles. That is the reality of being a Latina in theater. This is why we must celebrate those who got to make successful plays and support up-and-coming Latina storytellers. Historically, the representation of women has been reduced to supporting characters. More often than not, we see women as props that serve the story of a male lead. For example, in the play Rabinal Achí, women are collateral damage. Women are the thing that gets offered to the lead, and they never get a say on the direction of their story. When Prince Quechua goes on a raid, he kidnaps the wife of Prince Rabinal. She is severely burned and beaten unconscious. When Quechua is offered to yield or die, he chooses death. His death, however, comes with 3 wishes, one of them being the pleasure to dance with the prettiest girl in Rabinal's kingdom. This is open to interpretation, as this play was originally written in Quiché and later translated by French writer Charlotine Brassou-Poupou in the 19th century. Many things could have been lost in translation, and some could have been censored to appeal to a more conservative culture. But all that aside, judging by how women had no lines in this play, and judging by how they are treated as pawns in the chessboard, it is fair to say that women had no representation in early Latinx theater. Now, there has been pushback against this problem, as female playwrights decided to tell their own stories. Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz is an author who, under the Catholic Church, wrote many plays in which she got to express herself and make commentary on society. In her play, Los Empeños de una Casa, Sor Juana gives women extensive monologues where they get to speak their mind without interruption. She has them plot and scheme to steal each other's men, giving them 3-dimensionality and making them feel like real people we know. Another example of the effort to put women at the forefront is found in the 20th century. Cuban-American playwright Maria Elena Fornes wrote the play Fefu and Her Friends. This play is unique because there are no men in it. This is the story of a group of friends who reunite. As the plot unravels, we find that these women are all going through different problems. One of them suffered great trauma, 2 of them had a romance and are caught in a will they won't they scenario, and the rest of them are just trying to make some sense of life. This play is beautiful because it allows women to be unapologetically themselves, with their crazy, obscene thoughts and their most vulnerable expressions. The fact that this exists is an indicator of the progress that has been made by Latina storytellers. Latinx theater matters because it serves as a window to see things outside of our own perspective. Giving others the spotlight leads to the creation of rich and insightful stories. This also helps the development of representation done authentically and a push for learning about other cultures. Latinx theater is constantly changing and growing, and very soon we will see it go from a subcategory to something mainstream.